What up, guys? It's episode 3 of Therapy Thursdays.
What up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3.
He's excited. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing, because it's Halloween. Also, we're just trying something different, but... Or it's Halloween the month. It's not Halloween today, but... What? What's funny?
You didn't hear me do the little ooh?
What's the ooh?
Like, ooh.
Oh.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
So, yeah. Different kind. We're not doing calls today. We're doing scary stories because of Halloween, so... I have a bunch of scary stories loaded up on here on the iPad to read.
What's your
you can
favorite
read,
one?
right? He wants to read one. You could read?
I can read. Would you
All
like
right,
me to
set a
start
double
first?
check. Yeah, you can start first if you want. You can pop, like, you're not going to be, like, folding and, like, it's like, oh, like, we're in the classroom. I'm like, oh, we're popcorning. I choose Marcus. And then you sit there and you're like, the dog.
I'll have you know I have some college education.
You do?
I do. Eastern Washington University, EWU.
Oh, okay. Do you have any scary, let's start, like, do you have any scary stories that, like, ever happened to you? Like, true scary, real scary stories that ever happened to you?
Like anything, like paranormal or anything.
Yeah, paranormal.
One time, one of our, I'm just gonna say, like, our great grandma, she had passed away in this house when we were living in Washington, and there was this room that she had told us growing up to never go in, and she would spank us if we would, like, try and go in there, like, open the door. She'd, like, slap our hands or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, she had passed away, and the house had gotten renovated and stuff, so we had went into that room, and me and my cousin were walking around, and it looked weird in there, and then all of a sudden you just hear two loud bangs on the wall, and then we looked at each other, and I looked outside. Everybody was out in the front in the backyard. They were just talking, and we only knew it was just us two, my tío and my tía that were outside talking.
Yeah.
And then we looked at each other, and there was another loud, super hard bang, and we just sprinted out of there. Like, it was like the most scariest thing that I have encountered. I was tripping out. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
How about you, bro?
That was pretty lame ass story, but you know, whatever. I feel like you just made that up. But yeah,
I'm being dead ass, bro.
My bad. So you heard a banging on a window and it really scared you.
Bro, it wasn't a banging on the window. There was no one in the house besides us.
Okay.
We just went boom, boom like that.
Okay. That's
yeah,
clear.
well, you know what, bro? You know, that scared me. I was terrified.
I'll actually give you you guys a pretty like good story. So no one, like, this is why it's weird. No one died in my house. This is a brand new house built brand new. So, but when I was in high school, I came home like after school, so my parents are at work, so no one's home, and I went to go shower, so no one's home, right? During that time, I'd lock the door because like I just felt like, well, especially when I was home alone, just because I had superstitions. I always like read stories about people getting like murdered in the shower. That's like something I would never want to happen to me. Anyways, I'm just showering, right? Everything's fine. No one's home. Nothing was weird was going on. Didn't hear nothing weird. And then a penny literally drops from the sky onto my head. I swear to God. Drops onto my head and then falls onto the floor. I swear to God. Probably the scariest thing. So like I'm in shock for a sec. So I'm like, did someone just drop a penny on me? Is someone here faking it? And so I literally just like to try to like catch someone because I thought someone was messing with me. So I threw open my curtains like super fast. No one was there. The door was still locked. Then my mom like came home like 5 minutes later, but I was like still like just shook and like scared. So like I got out the shower and was like running around. And then yeah, I told my mom, and my mom like hung up a bunch of like, she's not even religious, like, or she's Buddhist, but she like put a cross in my bathroom. She hung one on like my little counter, and then she also hung some like plants or something. I don't even know what they were, but she was super scared. I was scared too, but that's the only thing that ever happened to me. Really weird. I swear to God. Why are you looking at me like that?
A penny.
Yeah, I'm
out of the sky.
A penny out of the sky. Yeah, dead ass. Just a penny out of the sky. I'm being dead serious, bro. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. I know.
Put
like,
your hands and toes out like this and put it on your mom.
On my mom.
All right. You know what? I can't knock it then.
That's what I mean. Like, it's like truly like weird and unbelievable. Honestly, I still don't believe it. Maybe I was hallucinating, but I swear to God. Have you ever
experienced anything like that again?
No, nothing ever happened again.
Did you keep the penny?
No.
Why?
I think I gave it to my mom. She probably threw it away.
She feared.
But it was weird. I don't even know.
No, that does sound scary as fuck. I'm not gonna cap.
Anyways,
I probably would have been terrified.
So yeah, that was like probably the scariest thing that ever happened to me, like paranormal wise. You know.
That's not too bad.
But it was nothing. I guess it's nothing that bad. It's not like I almost.
Do you believe in superstitions? Do you believe in paranormal
stuff?
No,
not really.
Why not?
I think it's like just because like everyone fakes it all the time, I think.
That was a perfect sign right there. How could you not believe it?
I know, but like I feel like deep down like I was hallucinating or something, or I was like fell asleep or dreaming or something. I don't even know. But there was a physical penny, but who knows?
I
But like I just don't.
can't hate on you for it.
I'm such a science person that I'm like that. That's impossible. That
We
makes
got
no
it,
sense.
Albert.
Albert? Who's Albert? Oh,
Albert.
Einstein. Okay. Yeah, no one thought that was funny, bro. Anyways, sorry. You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Anyways,
What's our
today we have
first
some like scary. So we have real like so we have 3 real scary stories that like or like just scary stories that are real. At least people say they're real. And then we have if we have time we have like one really just good written horror story, like a short horror story that is just written. So yeah, he wants to go first. You're sure you can read?
I'm positive I can read.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, here you go.
It's a big iPad you got there.
Thanks.
Holy bananas. Ugh.
All right, what's it called? You got to read it from the top.
Do I say the name?
Just the title.
Okay. Our first story of the night is going to be called My Brother Saw a Ghost as a Kid. 2 decades later, I realized what he actually saw.
Well, you can read.
I can't, thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
Floyd. Mayweather.
Shut up. Alrighty. I was about 7 years old. My brother about 10. It was well past our bedtime when our mom woke up off the couch to put us to bed. Our dad worked construction out of town back then, so it was often just us 3 at the house for weeks at a time. Up the stairs and to the immediate right was our parents' bedroom. Going left put you in the middle of a hallway. Taking another left down the hallway led to my brother's room. The opposite end was my room, which was also across the hall from our upstairs bathroom. At either end of the hallway are window doors we always kept locked and rarely used. The door on my end led to a balcony overlooking our front yard, and the door on my brother's end opened to our back porch. The house kind of leaned into a small hill. My brother and mom both had a habit of waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I only knew this because I was a light sleeper and they just couldn't help flushing with the door wide open. This night, however, my brother stopped on his way to his room and came back towards the bathroom. I'm going to try to pee before I go to bed. The past few nights, I've been too afraid to walk to the bathroom. I keep seeing a man wearing stripes at the end of the hallway. I don't know if my mom wrote it off as my brother's telling ghost stories to try to scare me, or if she was already half asleep and didn't catch it, but she didn't react at all to my brother's confession. I, on the other hand, was terrified by it. The fear of seeing a ghost like that at the end of the hallway or through the windows is the reason I started running from the stairs to my bedroom at night. Years later, when I was 18, my mom and I were having a conversation in a car about a dog we had for a very short time when I was little. We were sharing stories about Max's tendencies towards destroying my shoes and unruly behaviors when my mom blurted out, "Do you remember that time I opened the front door for the cops and Max ran inside to the kitchen and started tearing open the big bag of dog food we had?" This really caught me by surprise because in all my years I lived in that house, we never once called the cops, gun owner, family in a quiet rural West Virginia neighborhood, etc. I asked her what she was talking about, and she looked equally surprised as if she had just revealed something by accident. "Oh, that's right. I never told you because you were too young at the time. One night, I woke up hearing noises outside my window. When I looked up, I saw a man staring into my bedroom." She went on to describe how turning on the lights caused him to take off running and how she grabbed my dad's pistol before calling the cops. I can't remember all the details I gave them when they showed up. Tall white male wearing a striped shirt and jeans, short dark hair, something like that. They said it matched the description of a man they were looking for in the area. Turns out he escaped from jail on a murder charge. Now, I know it sounds obvious hearing these 2 stories back to back, but it wasn't until a few years ago in my mid-20s that I pieced together that my brother had unknowingly warned us about a murderer who spent multiple nights casing in our homes.
That's pretty creepy.
That's pretty good.
Well, because it's creepy because, like, it would never happen to where we live. We live in the suburbs, guys. Or like, even, like, I feel like in the city, like, I mean, that could happen, but what I mean is
or very
a
far
rural
away.
area. A rural area,
We're very far away from prisons or jails, right?
I feel like is where bad things happen. Or, I guess bad things happen everywhere.
in the rural areas where it's just the sticks, that's where all the bad stuff happens.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I think if we're talking about actual crime rates that happen most in the city, right? But the thing about the rurals, the sticks, I think a lot of things get covered up. That's the actual scary. That's what's scary. No,
I think so.
like probably a lot of more things that have happened gets.
Do you believe in skinwalkers, bro?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, bro. I don't believe in ghosts. Why would I believe in skinwalkers?
I really hope one day you have an encounter with one.
Like
I really do. I just want you to know they're out there. You just haven't encountered one because we live in the city.
I just like dab that fool up.
You're gonna die.
I'd be like, keep walking on that skin.
You know
dog.
what?
I'd be like, keep walking on that skin, big dog.
I thought about another story. Is when I was going to get the meat, and I haven't seen that fool in like 3 days. And you know how it gets. You lived in the basement, so you know it gets a little scary down there when it's just pitch dark. But I got comfortable.
What are you doing, bro?
I got comfortable.
Why are you sticking your hands in your pants, bro?
It's comfort. But anywho, like I had like
Bro's about to jerk off.
No,
that was crazy. Like mid conversation too, like slow, like bro, weird. Because I feel like if we're gonna run back the footage, you're slowly starting to appear. You slowly started going down your pants while you're talking, like no one was gonna notice.
Well, I'm comfortable.
Interesting. Okay.
But anywho,
so you're downstairs in the basement, dark.
Yeah, and I was going to get that fool from work. I had just seen out of the corner of my eyes, I seen something like sitting down, like just like this, but like on the armrest of the couch that he has down there. And I like took a better look without like moving my head fully. It literally was an identical replication of him. Like I'm not even lying. Like it literally, like I turned back because I was like, I looked up the stairs and I looked back. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, bro, you're a dreamer.
No, hell no. I even told like I sprinted up the stairs as fast as I could, and I told everyone upstairs. I was like, bro, there's literally someone downstairs. Like it looked like identical to Demetrius. Everyone made fun of me. And then I told Demetrius, and then I outed that fool's name like 1,000 times, but I ended up telling him, and that fool said that he sees things down there too. So I wasn't the only one. I don't know if you.
I never saw anything.
You've never had anything happen down there in that scary ass.
But I think that's what happens when you're like an alpha, and then there's you two. You know, like the ghost ain't don't want to come around me. You know, he's like the ghost slayer, right?
Oh, you're done, bro. You're done.
What do you mean? They're like, yeah, he's like, I come down there, they feel the aura, they like all hide.
Oh,
I'm like literally like a demon slayer from Demon Slayer, yeah.
I don't know who's been gassing you up, bro, but it needs to come all the way down here.
I'm just kidding.
How was my reading, bro? How you know it was phenomenal?
Yeah, I didn't know it was good. I didn't know people could read.
What do you mean by you people?
I didn't say you people. I said people.
What do you mean people?
Duh. I think you understood what I said.
Say it.
You got it.
All right.
You know?
All right.
All right, now let's see how the Asians read, huh?
Make sure you go like this.
How do you... I can't do... Isn't it funny that I can't even do like an Asian accent, even though like I'm Asian?
That is insane.
A terrifying encounter. Why in Iraq?
That's
the best I got.
I just tell my Asian friends hero. I think it's funny.
Hero. It's the best you got. Come on, bro.
A shitty chicken.
You mean shitty walk?
Shitty walk.
That's not a shitty chicken. It's shitty walk. This is what producer might know. Do you know or no? What is the other name?
A shitty chicken. A shitty sushi.
No. Oh yeah, shitty sushi and shitty walk.
Yeah, and then they got the shitty airlines.
Shitty sushi, shitty walk. There you go. That was good. All right. Shout out South Park. You guys know what we're talking about. Anyways, this is not really a scary episode. This is like a funny episode. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna get scary, bro. Take this serious. Okay, so this is supposedly a true ghost story. Title: A terrifying encounter while in Iraq. All right. So if you make comments or whatnot, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was a sergeant in the U.S. Army, and ETSing, which means getting out from the military, when President Bush ordered more troops into Iraq in 2003. I had just returned home from Austin, Texas, when I was summoned into my local National Guard unit at Camp Mabry, I think, and told that I was being recalled to the Army, but the unit was already tasked out to deploy to Iraq. I was not a part of their unit, so the commander offered to give me a waiver to deploy with a government contractor, Halliburton in Houston. I knew that I would make more money as a contractor, so I took the offer. Not long after arriving in Kuwait at Camp Doha, I began working with the operations team overseeing logistics affairs. We would oversee the daily convoy of supply between Kuwait and Baghdad, a route riddled with IED incidents, small arms, skirmishes, and almost constant breakdowns of army and civilian vehicles. Because I was a SAW gunner in the 1st Infantry Division while on active duty and was technically still in the Guard, I was often in the convoys manning a mounted weapon that accompanied the mostly civilian convoys. During these runs, we had a few strange encounters in an area south of Baghdad known as Camp Babylon. I just want to say, I have actually heard like stories about like ghost stuff and like haunted places in Iraq in the desert
Really?
and like haunted crypts and stuff like that have been found.
I've heard a lot of from the stories that I listen to when I'm on my way to work. I've heard that a lot of these encounters are usually like in deserts.
There's also a good episode of Love, Death, and Robot. You know Love, Death, and Robot or no? Do you know what episode I'm talking about? It's what's you know the name? What's the name? Producer knows the name. Say it out loud. What's the name of the the Kraken monster? Cthulhu. So there's an episode where these like they're in Iraq and this group of like these army soldiers in Iraq and they go into this tomb and they go deep into it and they find Cthulhu at the end. But anyways,
Cthulhu.
yeah.
That needs to be in water.
Well, he wasn't in water there. Anyways,
That's pretty sick. What is this?
what?
What is that?
Love, Death, and Robots? It's a show that it's like
Is Cthulhu
this is
a
how I can
robot?
explain the show. So every episode is like one story. So every episode's different,
So
a
like
completely
Black
different
Mirror?
story. But it's like Black Mirror, but it's like horror and what is there like love stories too? I've never watched it. All right, producer's more cultured than me, so but it's good. Anyways, continue. But anyways, everyone should watch that episode. It's actually very scary. So he's helping these civilian convoys cross the desert between Baghdad and his Kuwait camp. And yeah, so some things are happening. So okay, let's go. During these runs, we had a few strange encounters in an area south of Baghdad known then as Camp Babylon. Occupied by French troops, but then designated as archaeological site for obvious reasons, Camp Babylon was set up in the area that was said to originally be inhabited by the famous Tower of Babel. Indeed, there were ruins there that did look like a massive structure. One stood at the spot. I had two strange incidents happen to me while passing through there. The first incident seems a bit benign, but sets the mood for the second. We were passing through Camp Babylon in the afternoon one day when our convoy took small arms fire. The SOP at the time, standard operating procedure, was to stop the convoy and return fire. This was because in the past, such incidents ended up being a long gunman attempting to scare the convoy into running into IEDs on the road. Because of this, the SOP changed to stop the convoy, dismount, and return fire.
That's pretty.
They're lucky they didn't see me in Iraq, dog.
What are you doing over there?
I'm just kidding. While engineers looked for explosive devices on the road, we scanned the horizon for enemies. Nothing. They most likely fled immediately. However, the ruins around Camp Babylon were alive with shadow figures that seemed to move above the area. Several times we would spot the figures, but they would immediately disappear. A contractor lying beside me with his weapon commented how odd that we're in the shadow of Babel and fighting the supernatural. I didn't respond, but I knew he was a 32nd degree Mason who was really into the arcane aspects of Babylon, etc. I didn't feel at the time that much was supernatural, but certainly did see the shadowy and bizarrely small figures dart above the structures. Once the road was deemed clear, we continued on to Baghdad. The second incident occurred about a month later. At this point, the weather in southern Iraq and Kuwait had turned quite cold at night. During this encounter, we had just completed the supply run to Baghdad and were returning back to Camp Doha in Kuwait when a vehicle in our convoy broke down. Once again, we found ourselves right at Camp Babylon while the army mechanics took a look at the vehicle and the rest of us took up fighting positions around the area. Strange things began to occur. It started with a strange light bobbing in the desert. Thinking it was a person with a flashlight, we used NVG's night vision goggles to watch. It was simply a glowing ball of light moving towards a set of ruins. After initial contact with the light, a few of us had moved forward away from the convoy to see what the source was. After seeing it was self-contained and not a person, we were a bit alarmed. Then we heard a sound that I will never forget. A long wailing began from one of the ruined structure's foundations not far away. It sounded like a woman in agony mixed with loneliness. On and on, sounds went, while we huddled in the cold and dark, wondering what the hell we were listening to. With our NVGs equipped, we used our flashlights to spotlight the ruins. If you've ever done this, you'll know that a normal flashlight with NVGs looks like a massive beam of light. We scoured the area, but no source of the wails or the ball of light were seen. About this time, we were told via radio that the vehicle was repaired and ready to roll, so we decided to return to the convoy. I was slinging my saw over my shoulder when I noticed my contractor partner was staring at the ruins in horror. He was frozen. I shook him, and he snapped out of stupor, quickly leaving the area with the rest of us. Once we were back at the camp and it was pleasantly daylight, the following morning, several of us were chatting about the encounter at Camp Babylon before our daily operations briefing. It was then I remembered the terrifying expression on the face of the contractor, so I asked him about it. He was still obviously traumatized by the event, but managed to explain that as we were leaving our position on the sandy hill, he saw a tall black figure standing beside the ruins. He was watching us as we were looking for him, her, it. He said that he felt an instant wave of despair hit him and thought he was going to die. He didn't remember leaving the area. His next memory was him in the Humvee headed back to Kuwait. I now write nonfiction books about haunted places for Llewellyn Publishing and have visited hundreds of reportedly haunted spots, but I'll never forget the wailing at the ruins of Babel. It's also worth noting that when I related this story to some of our Pakistani employees at Camp Doha and Camp Arfijan, they were also quite horrified. One of them, a translator we called RD, said that we encountered a jinn or a damn spirit and that we were lucky to be able to tell the tale, I guess.
That's crazy. What the heck? Do you believe about that now? You got to believe any of these stories, bro.
I don't believe. No, I mean, obviously, I believe the first story because the first story sounded realistic. Like, some dude was like casing their, and like the kid thought it was a ghost or like saw someone outside and got scared.
But this doesn't sound realistic.
Well, no, like, it's interesting because I've always heard about like crypts in like the Middle East being haunted and like people finding weird stuff in the desert.
Jinns.
But the problem is, no one. It's weird. The interesting part, which this makes it believable in a way. There's never been like an episode of Ghost Encounters where like we went to Iraq and we went to the desert to look for this kind of stuff.
I don't think it's safe to go and do those things at the moment.
It's not, bro.
No, there's.
Yeah, I actually don't know like
I don't know what the status
how we
is
are
out there.
with Iraq specifically or Iran, but obviously probably not good. But I'm just saying. So you're saying that's that reason?
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at all these other people that go out of their way to go find, what is it, like hauntings or paranormal things. They go out of their way, such as trespassing, going into abandoned buildings, like places where you would 100% know there's going to be paranormal activity. The Stanley Hotel has paranormal activity.
So yeah, as you were saying this, yeah, like the Stanley Hotel is haunted and
it is. I actually, my aunt, my tia, when we went there, she went on the top of the. You've been to the Stanley Hotel, right?
No.
When you walk in, there's a grand staircase that goes up, and then it divides into two like that to go to the thing. She was at the top taking a picture, and none of us noticed it at the time. But when we took the picture, like she had like super, you know how like girls they straighten their hair and stuff.
Yeah.
When we took the picture, her hair was just like all up in the air, like it literally looked like someone had electrocuted her like that, and it was like craziest thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Like actually seeing like something like that. Like I never.
Yeah. No, that's scary. I mean, I've heard the stories, and also they filmed. What's that movie?
The Shining.
The Shining. Yes, they filmed
Wait,
The Shining.
Was it The
there.
Shining?
It's The Shining. Yeah, it's The Shining. They filmed The Shining there. Great movie, and so I've seen what it looks like, and
it's pretty sick out there, bro. You should
I don't
go
know.
out
It's just
there.
like, for me,
What don't you?
real life scary stories do not scare me because they're not that scary. He saw a djinn. But if I saw a video and it was like a real, like someone confirmed it was real, and like someone like got possessed and started killing people, or someone got thrown across the room, that's when I'd be scared. But until that, it's always I saw this and this happened.
I just feel like you yourself, like obviously the penny thing you said happened, but I just feel like you need to experience something that's like more heinous.
I'll just pull out the
like
Glock, bro.
What's that gonna do?
I don't know, but we'd figure it out, you know.
I just think you need to just have like another encounter. Like if you had another encounter, then
so violence is not the answer.
No, you psycho.
Okay.
You're just gonna get possessed.
I'm gonna be shooting at the walls. Hey,
you're gonna be
like, the walls.
You're gonna be like that dude, Muscle Man, when he goes into the forest because they're trying to fight
he
the
has a
wizard.
Shoddy.
Yeah, and he's all like, "Don't talk about my mom."
And he's shooting at this guy, and then he gets dragged away. That's me.
Yes, that's gonna be you, and I'm
I'll
the
be
wizard.
shooting at there.
And he gets taken away by the wizard. Oh, I love the regular.
So what do you think
show.
about that story? That story was actually, I mean,
It's good.
for me, it's creepy because I've heard stories about that before, and that's where I think Death, Love, and Robot, or whatever that show's called, it's a really famous episode, got that from. Because
Really?
there's actually are a lot of stories about, like, haunted crypts and weird things going on in the desert. in Iraq.
I hear a lot of crazy stuff about the stories of the deserts, but mine are usually the stories that I hear. They're usually in the border between Mexico and Texas and Arizona.
Okay.
But for those that they the stories I've heard, man, some of those stories are like creepy, like because they're real life mixed with like actual paranormal stuff, like. And this is all experiences that people have, like even border patrol agents, like it's insane.
Yeah. I've heard things like that too. The desert's just scary.
Yeah,
But if I was there, they, like I said, they'd feel that aura and they'd all hide.
you know David Goggins is doing a run right now.
Shout out him.
Not
I don't know what's the relevance of that.
I didn't know. I just came to my mind, and we were talking about how. Remember we were talking about he was doing races.
Well,
And,
yeah. Well, let's just say this, right? David Goggins doesn't believe in ghosts, and neither do I. So that means
how do
we're the
you
exact.
know he
That means
doesn't-
we're literally the exact same person.
How do you know he doesn't believe in ghosts?
Because me and him are the exact same person, so I know what he likes and doesn't like. Anyways, let's move on to the next story. You agree, though, right?
I hope David Goggins comes here one day.
Okay, that'd be crazy.
That'd be
okay.
nice.
So what should I read? Should I read like a horror? Should I read the next story? A horror story that was written that's supposed to be really good, or
What's the other one?
like another? Okay, so this one, I don't know if it's that. Okay, this one's short. It's not that scary though, but
Then do the other one that was well written.
well, this one's still good.
Or I mean, if you want to do that,
I'll read this one last. We'll switch it up. We'll do a well-written story.
Yeah.
This one's called, very popular story, A Package Marked Return to Sender.
Ooh.
My neighbor is one of those annoying wannabe YouTube personalities. Over the years, I've seen him cough. Well, it's funny.
I just
Okay.
thought about myself for a sec.
No, that's what I thought. Over the years, I've seen him cough out cinnamon, lay flat on the hood of a car as it slowly creeps down the driveway, and douse himself in lukewarm water, all the while screaming "epic win, epic fail," or "fuck, epic maintenance of the status quo." For all I know, what is he talking about? You're gonna get tiring to watch him go about his shenanigans in the pursuit of viral fame. Is that what you would be doing? Running around throwing water on yourself?
Oh hell yeah, you know it.
So when he knocked on my door the other day, told me he was going away for a few weeks and asked that I get his mail. Honestly, it was a relief. I can't explain the peace of mind I had knowing I didn't have to brace myself for any of his stupidity for a while. I was always afraid his stunts would wind up bleeding over into my life. Things were pretty normal for the first couple of days. He received a few bills, a bit of spam, and what I could only assume was a birthday card. Then one evening, I got home to find a cardboard box waiting on his front porch. In big red letters was written, "Return to sender." I'm no small fry, but I admit I had trouble lifting the box on my own. It was really freaky. Oh, it was really freaking heavy. I hate when people use that word, freaking.
All right, I have
Like brother just said the F word earlier. Just say that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was really freaking heavy. Lugging it across the road to my house was even harder, and I quickly realized there was no way I was going to drag it up the stairs and through my front door. I decided I'd leave his package in my garage. It wasn't like I kept my car in there. The garage door was a piece of shit that I refused to open without a good thug and a whack. It was less trouble just leaving the car in the driveway than it was to fight with the garage door every morning and night. In hindsight, I should have set the package down while I struggled to open the tricky door, but you know how it is when you've got a good grip on something. No point in setting it down if you don't have to. It was as I kicked the door for a third time that I lost my grip on the package and it fell to the ground. I heard a light crack inside. Shit, I cursed. I hoped I hadn't broken anything important, but then I just wouldn't tell my neighbor about it and let him assume the break happened en route. Hands free, I finally managed to get the garage door unstuck, and boy did it screech in protest as it rolled up and over me. I dragged the box the rest of the way, setting it in the corner for whenever my neighbor would come back to claim it, and then I forgot all about it. Until a few days passed, that is. I'm not sure how long it took for the smell to waft.
What?
That's the word. I'm not sure. That's the word for like smell.
Oh, okay.
Like to gather. I guess is a good maybe for the
These are
smell.
new-
So like
these
for
are
the
new
smell to
words.
waft and from.
These are new words for me. All right.
Oh, we know they're new words for you. I'm not sure exactly how long it took for the smell to waft in from the crack under the garage to house door, but it came in slow progression. It was a sickly sweet odor similar to a skunk, and for the first few days after I smelled it, I generally assumed that that's exactly what it was, roadkill that had left its mark on my house. It was only when I realized the scent was growing more intense instead of fading that I went looking for a source. That's when I opened the garage door, and that's when the odor knocked me back, folding my nose. The culprit wasn't hard to identify. Oh, really? It wasn't hard to identify? Anyway, sorry. The only change in my garage was the box in the corner. I remember thinking it must have been one of those meat of the month subscription boxes. The meat must have gone rancid for being left out of the fridge for so long. How much meat could have been in there for a box to have been so large and heavy? An entire freaking cow? I covered my. That really made you laugh, bro?
I'm sorry.
Come
I'm
on,
sorry.
bro. It's supposed to be a scary story. You're laughing.
Ah!
There you go. I covered my nose as I approached the box, a pair of scissors in my hand. I probably wouldn't have needed them to open it as it became soggy enough at the bottom to poke through it with a finger. But soggy. But I wasn't about to poke my finger into spoiled meat juices. That soggy bottom was the reason I had to open the box in the first place. If I tried to drag it out whole, everything would spill onto the floor. I was going to have to dump the pieces of meat one garbage bag at a time and then take them down to the dumpster, a process I didn't want to do. My scissors tore through the tape along the top of the cardboard box. I thought the smell couldn't get any worse, but as I flipped the flaps open, I discovered a whole new gamoot of stink. Gamoot.
What?
Do you know that word, bro? Gamoot?
Nah.
It was like opening a burning oven, but instead of a heat wave, I was met with a wave of piss, sweat, shit, and putrefaction. It was so bad that I staggered back and had to force down the puke, begging to guzzle out of me. I don't think I could have handled that scent mingling with the horrors coming out of the box. I'm not ashamed to admit I ran out the door for a breath of fresh air, but in the short time I'd spent in the garage, the smell had become so ingrained in the fabric of my clothes that it clung to me like a shadow. Nothing I tried could keep the smell off my nostrils, not air fresheners, not a face mask, not 3 showers and a change of clothes. Every second that box lay open in my garage, I was forced for another second to smell that smell. I had to bite the bullet. I returned to the garage. The flaps of the box still open. Flaps. As though, my bad. I just like every time this dude uses the words flaps.
Do you know how to read?
I returned to the garage. The flaps of the box still open as though inviting me to look. I was prepared. A clothespin pinning my nostrils shut, a garbage bag in my hand, the strongest cleaner I could find in the other, and long rubber gloves to keep my skin from having to touch what was inside. But as it turns out, I needed none of those things. What do you think is in the box?
Their brother. 100%.
The brother?
Yeah.
What do you mean brother?
I thought the brother went on vacation for a
The
week.
neighbor?
The neighbor? Oh, the neighbor. Why did I get brother? The neighbor. I swear I thought it was the brother. My fault.
Dude, he like literally. Well, obviously his neighbor. He set up a whole story about his neighbor's a YouTuber and like annoys him.
I wholeheartedly, on everything I love, I thought it was the brother.
No, I'm not saying you made that up. You didn't have to put it on everything you love. That's crazy. Anyways.
That's sorry. I'm a little stupid sometimes. My fault. But no, I wholeheartedly believe that it is the neighbor in the box. Like, that's what I think.
Okay, but as it turns out, I needed none of these things. I wouldn't have to touch or clean the content of the box. I'd only have to suffer the nightmare every night. You see, there was meat in the box, but it didn't come from a cow or pig. No, it was worse than that. It was my neighbor. Dead. Still in one piece, but dead. Honestly, that was pretty obvious. I called the cops, and naturally they took me in for interrogation. It's kind of hard not to suspect the man with the corpse in his garage, after all. Thankfully, they soon realized I wasn't involved. My DNA might have been all over the box. A spell might have left a mark throughout my house, but there was one place of irrefutable evidence in my neighbor's own hands that proved my innocence. A vlogging camera. They showed me the footage only once. I'm not sure if they were allowed to or if they felt so bad for me they figured it couldn't hurt. Either way, I saw it. My neighbor was sitting in the box outside of a shipping facility, laughing as he told the world how he was going to mail himself across state lines. He'd brought pee bottles, food, a pillow, and a few flashlights. His friend, a guy I'd seen at his place several times to help with his stunts, closed the lid and presumably dropped him off for shipment. Throughout the next couple of hours or days, I'm honestly not sure my neighbor recorded a few short clips about his progress. I think I'm in a truck now. I could feel it moving. Must be in a warehouse now. Pretty warm here. Still got plenty of food and that kind of stuff. And then on the last entry, the box toppled over. He broke his neck. And that was it. The camera recorded until either the memory card got too full or the battery died. There's one thing I didn't want to tell the police after they showed me the video. One thing I heard in the footage that will still haunt me to this day. Just after the tumble that broke his neck, I heard the familiar screeching sound on my garage door. So brother killed his neighbor.
Wow. That's what that little crack was. She did that.
But the funny part is, did you know that you remember that trend or no?
What trend?
Where people would like mail themselves, like make YouTube videos about mailing themselves across state line. Like even like some people took it to international levels, I believe.
When was this? Where have
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've never heard of this.
Like
before.
Rice Gum did it.
Did you really?
I think Mr. Beast did it too.
I've never seen Mr.
So like
Beast
people were
mail
literally,
himself.
so they get a ginormous box, like and like would tape it up really good so it wouldn't break.
Uh-huh.
And they literally have pee bottles and snacks and all this shit, and they'd vlog it while they got literally shipped.
I've only seen Mr. Beast bury himself alive.
But like this is like a very old trend, but
Is it?
you
I'll have
know,
to search it up then.
Rice
tonight.
Gum did it. I'm trying to think like who the big. I think Rice Gum like had the biggest one,
Really?
but it was
Are you even allowed to do that? How are you allowed to get
no.
away with that?
No one knew. They just said like they just like paid for like the weight of the package, which is a lot, and that was it.
And then that's it. Just breathing holes and that's it. They
Yeah,
don't even
yeah,
check or
literally,
nothing.
literally.
Dang.
But I don't know. Those could have been fake videos. I don't
Smell
know.
you. Back
To
to
where?
Thailand.
Okay. Do you want to read the next story?
I'm sorry. My phone was
Want to read the last one? I think this one's not that long. You tell me. I forgot though.
So you said I had a lot of reading problems, bro, but I saw you struggle the most in that last one. Is there something you want to...
Yeah, I struggled on that last one, but I think it's just I don't know why.
Do you know the English language? Are you...
Just barely, I guess.
Interesting. Aren't you supposed to be smart?
But I feel like your stories that you read had like the easiest grammar. This fool's using what was the word? Waft.
I use silly words all the time, so I
Okay, give us a silly word.
Oh, I want to say it so bad.
Yeah, you want to say something racist. I know.
No,
Okay.
I don't want to say quaggity.
You're such a liar, bro. Why would you make that up? I've known you like you act like I haven't known you your whole life. That's why every time you bullshit for these people, I'm gonna call you out. Like just say, "Oh, I'm addicted to gambling," and then I'm like, "Pull up your phone." Then call your ass out.
What?
Have you heard him? What's producer? Producer, you ever hear him say quaggity?
How? I've said
The funny part is like, when would he say that? I'd be like, "What up, bro?" He'd be like, "Quaggity."
What's wrong with that?
Oh, like, how's your day, bro? Real quaggity. You're a grown ass man saying quaggity.
Nepotism. I used that word for a long time, and that was actually a nice, funny word to use, because I didn't know what it means until you told me what it was, and that was used. You remember me saying it for like a good month straight.
No, like that's the thing. Like you don't. That's I feel like a pretty common word.
I've never heard anyone use
Only
it
because nepotism is a word that doesn't. I feel like it's hard to replace. Other than I guess you could say favorable, but
yeah, like you, I like.
But what I mean, like this dude used the word
J.
benign. Do you know what that means?
Benign.
I don't even know what that means.
I've heard benign before.
I've heard it.
Alrighty, this is the last one, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, our last story.
This is a real story.
Also, real story. Something's off with the new guy. Alrighty. I was reading a story that reminded me of an event from over 20 years ago. In the second half of 1998, I had taken a job as a security guard at a plant that made locks. Being a kid, I usually worked at one of the three shifts, 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., 7:30 to 3:30 a.m., 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So this fool's only working 4-hour shifts. Never mind. My fault.
12 a.m. to 8 a.m. And
Hey,
then this fool goes.
hey, hey.
He goes 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. Next comment. So he's only working 4 hours shift.
Hey, my math's not that good. My math
Okay,
wasn't math.
restart.
Oh, no, it's okay. We're fine.
Okay, so yeah, this
Okay.
guy's working 4-hour shifts. You're right.
The 7:30 to 3:30 shift was for extra coverage. So there was always two of us, three from 7:30 to midnight. It was a routine, boring job for the most part. We did our rounds, logged anything out of the ordinary, and watched a tiny monitor displaying the
You got
the
this.
CCTV feed.
There you go.
Damn, I got me right there. And I wanted to be a BBC anchor. Things went in an almost painfully normal manner for 6 months. I worked, saved, bought a car, and planned a move. By late March of 99, I served my notice and prepared to head cross-country. A new hire was brought in to fill my spot, a soft-spoken man named Calvin. As part of the training, Calvin spent time working at all hours. At night, he was a shadow, working with himself and the other night guard, getting a feel for the plant's nocturnal routine. Most nights, he worked with myself and Amira, a female guard who was around my age. I was 18 at the time. Calvin, who was about to be a decade older, was quiet and polite, thought something seemed to be missing. There's a spark that genuinely nice people seem to have, and he didn't possess it. Whenever he went on rounds with me, he'd ask questions about the job and make small talk. I noticed that he was a little odd, laughing at odd times and changing the tone mid-sentence. At the time, I chalked it up to him being awkward. That wouldn't last. One night, near the end of his first week, he went on rounds with Amira. When I returned to the office, I knew something was wrong. Normally talkative, she would barely say a word. Not sure what had occurred. I waited until Calvin was gone. I had gone to the restroom to ask. During their trip, everything had been normal until they reached the brass mill, a portion of the plant that shut down at 6 p.m. There was usually no employees there after that time, and no lights. They were making their way to a checkpoint on a landing atop a flight of stairs when the mood shifted. She told me that she had turned around only to find that he was right on her. Startled, she backed against the grating at the end of the landing and leaned in towards her. His face nearly touching hers, he flirted in a low voice, and when she mentioned his wedding band, he said it would be over soon. Ooh. From then on, I did rounds, taking Calvin with me each time. The night ended without further incident, and I left a note for our supervisor detailing what had occurred. Next night came and went with no Calvin. I did the rounds with Amira, stayed in the locked office. Same thing the night after. Then, on my second to last shift, I come in to find her freaking out. She found out why Calvin hadn't been at work. He had been arrested for murdering his wife. She had been dismembered, burned, parts of her body placed in a pond less than a mile from where we worked. That night and the next, Amir called the jail just to make sure that they were still holding him based on the time frame he had killed his wife months before he started the job. Yeah, there's an article about his arrest. Shall we read it?
No.
Okay. What do
That's
you think,
pretty
bro?
crazy.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, real life shit happens like that. There's some crazy ass fools right there. Maybe he had a crush on Amira.
No, he for sure did. He's for sure a weirdo.
He's a weirdo. Definitely smokes his wife. That's fucked up.
But like that makes smoke.
There are some there are some crazy people out there. There are some crazy, like loony people that need help.
You are one of them.
I don't need help. I'm perfectly fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Just had to double check.
I cried yesterday. Just kidding.
Okay. Well, that was. I mean, what do you think the scariest story was? I guess you can't really count. I mean, that wasn't even a scary story. The one that we read.
The one right now?
No, the one or like the one that was written.
Probably the desert one. Probably the desert one was pretty creepy.
Yeah, that one scares me because of the episode I saw. That was like, if you watch that episode, you'll be scared.
I mean, maybe the break-in one, but I mean, Big J has the fucking military downstairs. So I mean, if anything happens, it's just he's gonna have World War III in the house. So
yeah, that's why in that story, that's why that mom. The mom wasn't that scared because he had the strap.
I mean, it's kind of just like a modern day America. I mean, people are breaking into people's houses all the time. So I mean, it's not really scary. So I'm gonna go with the second one, in my opinion.
Yeah, that one was just creepy because imagine
Gins.
But the other interesting thing is, I feel like those soldiers, I don't know, but I always question like how dehydrated or like at least like during their missions were they, or like how tired were they?
To start,
because like there's like time, like there's times where they're staying up for days at a time or whatever, and maybe they're hallucinating. I don't know though.
I think they saw Jin from LOL.
Bro, what kind of question was that?
What? We were just talking about them hallucinating.
Jin from League of Legends
is OP as fuck at ADC. Shadow Faker, by the way.
Oh my god. Okay.
JK, no, but no.
You got anything else to say?
Honestly, no, those were pretty good. Those were pretty good stories. It's always nice to just read people's personal encounters that they've had. Like, the majority of the stories that we read, I mean, they were mostly like stuff that happened to them. Like, I wouldn't say like paranormal. I would say more or less like real life events. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude dismembering and burning his wife.
But that's like what's actually scary. Like, I don't like these. Like, I feel like most paranormal stories I hear are made up.
Like what?
Just most things that you hear are just nonsense.
So you don't believe in possession?
No.
You don't believe in just... So if you were to come home, your parents have been gone for about 2 or 3 weeks. You come home, furniture's all stacked on the table, on the counters, shit's on the roof. What are you thinking? And be honest. Like,
I'd say like you came into my crib and, as you've probably done thousands of times, because and you stacked my stuff and messed with me.
So you're saying that I'm gonna go out of my way to go stack cups on the roof, on the ceiling?
I mean, the only thing that like the problem is like what you said is still explainable. I could say like, oh, you came in and messed with me, but if I came home and I saw things were floating in the sky, then I'd be like, what the heck? But like, would you say like stairs are stacked up on top of each other? And there's cups. Like, are you talking about like someone like did like one of those pyramids,
like
like the little
like
fast
how when
stacker
people
cups?
come and like all the cabinets and like all the drawers are opened up, shit's on the roof, and it's just staying on the roof. And then when you like turn on the lights, you see everything just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, yeah,
like
but
what
that's
was
never
how,
happened in real life, and that will never happen in real life.
how do you know that's never happened in real life?
Because it would be documented. There'd be videos.
Documented. There are thousands of people. I would have said there are hundreds of thousands of people that are like you that wouldn't even be like, no, that's impossible. That couldn't have happened unless you got it on film. So like, how are they supposed to prove such if there's people who aren't even going to believe them off rip? Like it can't be coincidental to catch something like that on camera. Like it would have to be like a one of one shot. Like you just had to have guessed this was going to happen today in my house. But even then, people would just be like, they staged it.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. So like,
I mean, I would say there's no way, but I see what you're saying. I don't know. I just don't believe in ghosts.
I could respect it.
Maybe I'll go to like an Iraqi crypt and go find something.
Are there any Asian scary stories or superstitions you guys believe in?
There are some, but
Like, what's the most well known? Like
Okay,
Mexicans have La Llorona. So what is your guys'?
my mom told me that they used to find hair in the rice fields, just like strung along.
It's a little scary.
It is scary, and then like she said like her parents always told like all the kids were
Like her hair or
no, just this woman's hair, or like long hair, like strung, and like the parents always told them like don't ever go into the rice fields at night, or, like don't ever go into like the fields at night. That's all they'd ever say.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I don't know. Maybe she's just messing with me. Who knows? Also, I think like a scary movie, that's like a ghost movie, The Wailing. It's Halloween. Watch The Wailing. That's like a scary ghost movie.
What the hell is The Wailing?
Have you seen it? What? This dude's a film. Oh my god.
What have you been watching?
Oh my god. The Wailing is like one of the most famous Asian horror movies of all time.
It's
paranormal. Anyways, but not like paranormal that you think. It's very different. I love it.
Anyway,
Anyway,
there's a crazy movie, Signs. You ever seen that?
bro, everyone's dude. Really?
A lot of people say
that's
that.
it. That's insane. That's insane for you to even say that.
What's your favorite movie?
Like you know what's a crazy movie? Is it Signs about aliens? What the fuck does that have to do with ghosts?
My fault, bro.
Are you out of your mind?
I just thought it.
We're talking about ghosts and stuff. We're not talking about aliens.
All right, then. If we're gonna talk about a real scary movie, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. That's actually a really scary one. That is. That's paranormal stuff. Is that not?
No, it's paranormal stuff, but like
that's
like,
real life stuff, though.
I know,
That is real life stuff.
So like I named a movie that like is like a cult, like people in most film schools have seen it because it's like I'm surprised I might get in shock he hasn't seen it, but you should watch it. It will scare you though. You should watch it.
I'll watch it.
It's Asian. It's scary. Anyways, and it throws you off. It's weird.
I believe The Autopsy of Jane Doe is the most scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. Like that.
Oh, that's the scariest movie you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah.
Didn't you cry at The Conjuring?
When?
I'm just kidding. Anyways, are we done?
Sure, bro.
I should have mentioned at the start. First, episode 4, as you guys know, is crime. So please call in about your crime stories or like just anything. Remember, everything's going to be anonymous. Just it could be crimes you got caught doing, crimes you didn't get caught doing, just crimes your friends did. If you need advice about whatever, call us in. We'll keep everything anonymous.
We are here for you.
And then for episode 5, we're doing any kind of work, just work story. Could be just any kind of like crazy work story, which we're all adults, so we all probably have some good ones.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Anyways, any kind. So, peace out. Any work advice or work whatever, or like even just anything. All right.
Call in, guys. Peace out. See you guys.
Peace out. Thanks for watching. Later.